First time I saw Hello, Dolly was from that single seat in the second balcony, right up there. And there she was, Carol Channing. She had the gift of giving you a close-up, even from that distance.
I'm gonna go and taste Saturday's high life before the parade passes by.
The St. James Theatre was built in 1927 by Abraham Erlanger, who, with Mark Claw, created the theatrical syndicate. For 20 years, it dominated theater booking across America until independent producers banded together to fight their monopoly.
It's after the collapse of the syndicate that Erlanger goes and builds a theater for himself, so he can continue to produce, but now only in one theater. And I think whenever an impresario's name is on the theater, you know that architecture is going to be an important element.
To design his theater, Erlanger hired Warren Wetmore, who had designed New York's Grand Central Terminal.
Yet for the St. James Theater, the exterior is very, very simple. It's basically brick walls that are ornamented with a giant iron loggia, which doubles as a fire exit. The interior of the St. James Theater reflects Warren Wetmore's interest in very ornate, French-inspired ornamental detail. There are murals. They're not telling a story, but they're helping to decorate the interior so that you feel like you're in an important place before the lights go down.
The St. James is a prime theater. I think it's because the balcony overhang is just right. And then there's the second balcony, which you have to make a note in your head that you need to go up and out, but not too much and too long, because then they just get your throat. So you have to learn how to play the St. James.
From the day it opened through the Depression, the St. James succeeded with popular musical revues and light operettas. In 1943, Rodgers and Hammerstein got together for the first time and launched the golden age of the American musical.
There's a great quote from Richard Rodgers. He said, "The orchestrations have to sound the way the costumes look." And Oklahoma was the one that really took characters, subtext, dance, songs, all of it worked towards the telling of a story.
For decades, the American musical continued to flourish on this stage. In 1957, Jujamcyn Theaters bought the St. James. In 1983, My One and Only, directed and choreographed by Tommy Tune, brought down the house at the St. James.
There was a wall of applause coming, like a tsunami, and it wouldn't stop. I just took a gulp and I stepped down to the edge of the stage, and I said, "Take it again from the top."
In 2001, Mel Brooks took on the challenge of turning his iconic movie, The Producers, into a Broadway musical at the St. James. To play the role Zero Mostel made famous, he chose Nathan Lane.
Fire down below!
We were listening, we were singing, then along came the alley.
Zero was Max Fiala stuff. It was like I was playing a real person, in a sense. And there was no point in doing the show unless you lived up to that to a certain degree. And not so much imitate, but honor the kind of sort of operatic crescendos.
We can't miss!
Nathan Lane's co-star in The Producers was Matthew Broderick.
Matthew was like finding a little brother that I never had, because that's the love story. I mean, yes, he runs off with Ula, but I mean, the real love story is this father and son story of this corrupt, why do I always play morally corrupt people? seem to have a knack.
To help maintain the pace of the show, costume designer William Ivy Long created costumes that could be changed quickly.
Clothes that could be easily slipped into, easily taken off, broken away, almost like Chippendale's pants coming off people, so that they would actually happen as if you were watching a film, but yet it was a Broadway theater.
The shows that passed through the St. James have changed Broadway forever.
The walls are alive with all the great performers who have played here. It's in the structure, it's in the boards, it's in your heart, and I think you pick it up.